I want to tell a story today about honesty and how it changed my life. And not the normal honesty that most people think about, the honesty around if you cheated on your partner and do you tell them? Did you steal money out of the till at work? Those things all kind of revolve around doing the wrong thing by other people. I want to talk about being honest with yourself. And if you want to get your life out of the mud and you want to get your life in the right direction, it starts with being honest. I was around 20 years old when my life changed. I was a party animal. That's really all I was. Drinking 4, 5, 6 nights a week. And that's what I was known for. I was known for being the craziest person at the party, whether that was at the pub or the club or the house party or whatever it needed to be. And that was my identity. My identity was built around drinking. And that's really sad. But I was lying to myself, and I told myself that's what I wanted to be, and that was cool and that was enjoyable. And don't get me wrong, there was parts of that time in my life that were fun, maybe 10% of it, but 90% was pretty miserable, and there wasn't much that I was really doing that was of any value. And then I saw a conference, with a speaker, and the speaker spoke about honesty, and they brought those same things up, like what is honesty? What does it look like? And spoke about being honest with yourself. Are you actually doing the things in your life that you want to do? When was the last time you sat down, looked at yourself in the mirror and said, this is the way that I want things to be going? And the answer to me was never. I was just on autopilot. I was just doing the thing that was fun, and it was easy because it's easy to escape when you've got alcohol and people laughing and telling you how cool you are because you were so crazy last night. But they're not the people that I'm trying to impress or the people that I'm trying to look after, because the reality is all of those people that are in my life then, none of them are here now. And that's because they were people that don't matter. And after I saw that speech, it really resonated with me, and I sat down, I started just bawling my eyes out, and I realized I've never been honest with myself in my entire life. And I started to think about the things that I do, and I didn't even have any hobbies, or I didn't have friends that I didn't see outside of drinking. And that was a pretty sad reality. It was like a big smack in the face. But it was the best smack in the face that I've ever received in my entire life, because it changed me, and it changed me for the better. And I sat down and I thought, you know what? I don't want to be this person anymore. There's still elements of that I want to involve in my life, but that's the only thing that I don't want to be known for, is just that's it. So I started to build from there, and I changed, and it's been a really, really long journey to get myself out of that. But the point I want to make is it started with being honest. And if you want to get yourself out of the mud, you want to get your life out of the mud, you want to be someone that you're proud of, it needs to start with being honest. And that's a really, really difficult thing to do, because for some reason, it's so hard to be honest with ourselves, but we expect honesty from everybody else in our lives. But it starts with, looking at yourself in the mirror, sitting down by yourself, meditating, whatever you want to do, and really asking yourself the question, am I honestly acting, behaving, living my life in a way that I want to? And look, things aren't going to change overnight, but it starts with a question. And if the answer to that question genuinely is no, we'll start to think about the things that you're going to do to change that. Write things down. Am I eating wrong? Am I, going out too much on the to the clubs and the pubs on the weekend and wasting my life away doing that? And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not a way to live your entire life. Are you not faithful being to your partner? Are you a bad friend? Are you many things? And if those things are happening with you, be honest with yourself and change it. It all starts with being honest to yourself. And it's really, really hard. It's not easy. But it's the best thing that you'll ever do. I promise.